Hello, future engineers. We are going to take that assembly that we just created, this truss with our inserted frame, and we are going to run a frame analysis on this. So we're going to be able to see its displacement, see where it displaces the most, where its weak points are. So how we do that, we go over to frame analysis, and right here, it's going to ask us to create a simulation. We have to create a simulation before anything else. We're just going to call this simulation 1. It's all good. And I'll hit OK. So now it automatically adds one force over here, which is our gravity. And then it gives us our nodes, where those are all of our different joints. And we want to do two things first. The first thing is that we want to add those pins and rollers that we have on trusses. So I'm going to take this pinned tool right here, and I'm going to move down until I place on this line. When I place here, it says an offset. I want to change that offset to 0. And I'm going to click OK. So now I have one of my pins over here. Now we're also going to have another pin on this side. So I'm going to click pinned again, choose this line. And now my offset is the opposite of this, which if you remember, we have a total width of 2.5 or total depth rather. And I am going to click enter right there, hit my check mark, and now I've got two pins placed at the edges over here. So we want to have rollers on the opposite side. So I'm going to navigate over here, and then I'm going to hit floating. Floating is just the idea of a roller. So I'm going to click over here, choose this edge again. This time the offset is 2.5 on this end. Hit enter, hit my green check, and then move over here, hit floating again. Choose the other end, 0 on this side, click check, and there we go. I now have my pins and rollers in place for my truss. So when we test this, we actually want to have the weight applied across the deck, which is the bottom part over here. So what we're going to do, we are going to add a continuous force. This is a uniform force distributed among beams. So I'm going to go over here, and it's going to say to select a beam. Let's see, we can change our options right here to change how much force. It's okay, we're just going to use the default 50 pounds, and that's all good. And then we are just going to select these. Continuous force selected. We're just going to have to go through, select this one, hit my check. Go through continuous force. You can see that the force is now evenly distributed across all of these. So we're just going to do this very quickly. Choose my continuous force. It depends on how many beams you have, about how long this will actually take. If I was better at video editing and I had more time, I would speed this up. But if you want, you can just fast forward through the video. If I knew how to link a timestamp in a YouTube video, I might do that too. But instead, I'm just going to fill the empty void with some nice chit chat. Just like that, I've ran out of things to talk about. Kidding. Always have something to talk about. Shout out to Starbucks Strawberry Refreshers with sub green tea. Nice little thing that'll wake you up in the morning. All right, so there we go. We've got all of the forces distributed across all of my members, and that is looking pretty good. I then have my forces applied, and I have my pins and rollers in place. Perfect. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I am going to go over to simulate. When we get into simulate, it is going to take this and it is going to show us where we have the most and least force occurring. You can see that I've got these lines that go across here. These beams in the middle make a big difference, and we now have a little bit more deformation, displacement over on these edges. If we want to take our simulation, we want to animate it too. We can go up here to animate and hit our play button, and we can kind of see what it looks like as we increase that load, and we're increasing them by 10 each time. So it's just a little quick add up to 50 pounds and then subtract back and forth. So you can see how much this helped by having a beam right there, placed right there. So now this gives you information that you can make changes about your design and then reproduce that inside of our frame analysis. Sweet. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please make sure to reach out. Other than that, I will talk to you later.